2021. I'm Tangie.
I'm Jack.
And this is Freedom Homestead. And y'all, I'm a little excited.
You're excited?
Yeah.
Well, do tell.
Why are you excited?
Why are you excited?
Because it is time to start garden planning.
Oh, well, you've been doing that for a while now.
Well, yes and no.
Yeah, you have.
I've been dreaming of gardening, which is kind of like garden planning. But now, was it yesterday?
Hi, Kathy, Amanda. Look,
hey guys. Was it yesterday?
We were just watching Anna.
I organized my seeds.
Now she's here.
Hi, Anna. Yes, we were watching you make your delicious keto tacos and your cheesy shells. Hey, Tinkerer's wife and Sherry. So yeah, I'm really excited to get to garden plan and actually get to play in the dirt. In fact, I was talking to my brother last night, and we were talking about how, like, you know, it's kind of been a rough year, and you know, for everybody, and you know, we just don't have the same holly jolly feeling that we usually have.
Hey, Mulberry Branch. Hey, Kathy, Mandy.
Like it's
moderators.
It's kind of hard to get excited about things for us. It seemed that way.
Well,
it was just, you know.
Yeah, because we're still. Well, our priorities and our focus has been on a lot of other things. So it's, yeah.
And I've also wondered too, because we were talking with our builder today, and he was talking about how he gets that seasonal depression, kind of like, you know, he feels really down when there's not as much sunshine. And I kind of wonder if that might be part of my thing. But I was telling my brother, I said, you know, but one thing that does give me the warm fuzzies, that gets me excited is
70 degrees.
Gardening. No. It just gives me the warm.
Yeah.
Not the warm fuzzies.
Yeah.
But just really looking forward to garden planning and gardening. And I feel closer to the Lord when I'm in the garden. I feel physically better when I'm in the garden. I'm just really looking forward to getting in the dirt.
Yeah. That's very understandable. It also will be a sense of getting back to, I guess, normal for us.
Yes.
So, how is everyone doing? We've got over 60 people already with us.
Yay! Glad you guys are here. Thank y'all for being here.
Hopefully, well, on here it says we're freezing up on our laptop, but it was 70 degrees here. Unseasonably warm.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really feel like Christmas time, but hey, I'll take it because that's what we got, and it is allowing us to be able to get stuff done, continuing to get stuff done on our house without having to deal with terrible, nasty weather.
Mm-hmm.
But I know people are getting snow.
Yeah, Anna's got, like, what'd you say, 18 inches of snow? Mandy said it was 10 degrees there today.
We got a fly.
Hey, Jennifer.
And we already got flies flying around too.
Yep. So yeah, I don't know, like we've had some days that were really cold, and we do get some freezing
5
temps.
degrees.
We do get some freezing temps at night, but we have not had our winter yet. Like, it's not even really started yet.
Yeah. Loving the heat wave all day in the barn without layers of clothing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was actually out in the garage today. I was putting my Christmas present on my Jeep.
Wow.
And she got me a tailgate table, which if you open the back of a Jeep, it's a table that attaches to the back of the Jeep that you fold down. And when you're camping, you've got an extra table. But yeah, I was out there installing that today in a t-shirt.
Yep.
And then Anna, she's got 18 inches of snow.
I think she said 18 inches of snow.
That is crazy.
Yep.
2 feet of snow.
Lots of people are having lots of cold weather, and
so
there's a lot of people having hot weather.
It's one extreme or the other. 2 feet of snow, 5 degrees. I think I'll take 70.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, -2 right now.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And Kathy is in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Okay, Minnesota. Yeah.
Let's see. 70 on Christmas Day. Yeah, it was not 70 here, but it was close.
Yes, it was.
Was it 70?
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep.
Ugh.
Sure was.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Hope everyone had a good Christmas. Hope everybody. I know it's just there's a lot of things going on, and I know that this can be a bad time of the year for some as well. But we do wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and looking forward to getting a new year started and see what's going to happen in the next year. And yeah, this is our last live show of the year.
Yep.
Which, you know, we've had a lot go on this year. But it does, I mean, when you get here, it seems like, where'd the year go?
Oh, yes.
Flew by.
Yep.
But then when we look back at all the things, everything that happened just to us.
Well, you know what's crazy? What is today? Today's the 27th. So in about a week, we will have been back home, as long as we were displaced.
Like 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And being home has completely flown by, but when we were displaced, it just eked by.
Wow. Yeah. We've definitely, this year's been a roller coaster. I mean, we've had some lows, we've had a lot of highs, and we've just, it's been a roller coaster. I think it has, I guess, in a way, it's strengthened us spiritually. We've done a lot of leaning on the Lord and seeing things that He can do and how He can work and humble us quite a bit and let us know that to take every day, be grateful and make the most of it, because you're never guaranteed another one. And then when He blesses, use those blessings. Use them to do good, to pay it forward. It's just been a crazy year.
Yeah. Kathy said Chelsea at Little Mountain Ranch, they're having negative 35 degrees Celsius
Where's that
all week. They are in Canada.
I was going to say Alaska,
No,
Canada.
but I was watching some of her Instagram story, and like she had, like, her eyelashes were
We
frozen.
shut our job sites down. Crew doesn't really want to work doing concrete
Oh,
now. Yeah.
I can imagine. How's storm cleanup going? Well, it's a funny thing you should ask. We were actually driving through Bowling Green yesterday, and there was even 2 weeks later, you can see there's a lot of streets where you can see that, I mean, it's been cleaned off so people can pass through, but there's still a lot of, I mean, it's just devastating seeing what people are going through.
Isn't today? No.
It's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks or 3 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay. Yeah, we went out to eat after church. We went to have lunch with some friends of ours. One of those friends, his family's business got destroyed, and so when we got done eating, we drove by just to see it, and he wasn't exaggerating. It looked like somebody had just taken a whole bunch of matches and just broke them and just dropped them.
Yeah, and the building itself was mostly metal, and it just looked like just crumpled, like just crushed.
And it's crazy. A whole row of houses where they were brick or rock houses, old neighborhood, and those old neighborhood houses, they would have the big brick or rock front porch with a second level above them, and just house after house after house, the second level collapsed down on the porch. Yeah. And you could see just a little bit of the front door, but everything had just, the tops were blown off and everything else just fell. So, yeah, the damage, man, it's just, I mean, a couple weeks later, as bad as it still looks, 2 weeks ago, there was no way you could even attempt to get into those areas. Yeah. I mean, unless you had a bulldozer.
Right. Well, they
literally had a bulldozer.
They just opened up one of the roads today.
Yeah.
Not today, this past week. But yeah, there's still, I mean, so far to go. In fact, our builder was telling us, you know, there's in the county, they've got a hold on all permits. So if you're in the middle of building a house or having, you know, an addition put on, they're holding all the permits because they've got to get these, you know, these demolished houses, or not demolished houses, but houses that have a lot of storm damage. Those are top priority now, as they should be. And anyway, he was just telling us, you know, just how bad it is. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, I mean, I knew the storm had gotten close to our house, but I didn't realize how close. But he went into town today, and there was a warehouse about 5 miles from here.
Yeah, you can see damage 5 miles from our house.
Yeah.
So that's plenty close enough.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just, and I will say this, we've got some other people here that follow us and watch us, and we've had people comment on some of our social media stuff that they also suffered damage in their areas or had family or friends that were hit. I mean, these series, the storm produced multiple tornadoes.
It was a supercell.
In fact, in our county, they know of 2 major tornadoes, and they think there was a third tornado.
A smaller one.
Off the same supercell. So this storm produced tornadoes that lasted,
Hundreds of
I think it
miles.
went 300 and something miles through 3 or 4 states.
Yeah.
Of course, Kentucky probably got the brunt of it, but yeah, Arkansas all the way up through Illinois, Indiana,
Iowa.
They were all just, I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know a lot of you out there, y'all know people too that were affected by this storm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's been insane, and it will take months and months and months for those areas to even begin to look normal and rebuild.
Yeah.
Right now, they are still literally cleaning up.
Yeah.
They're still bulldozing stuff. It's weird because all these old neighborhoods that had these huge 100-year-old oak trees and maple trees, now it just looks like a barren field.
It does. It's really odd to be on the outskirt of it and to look out, and just the skyline is so completely different. It's one of those things where you really don't understand it, and you can't really grasp it until you see it in person.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable. But thank you. Kathy posted a link on how to help Kentuckians that have lost so much during these tornadoes.
Yeah, and of course, I grew up in Bowling Green. That's my hometown. We don't live in Bowling Green, but we're not far from it still. We're close enough to where we can still go down there anytime we, pretty quickly. But I think they are now posting, they have an all-in-one site for relief funds, people that have to sign up for FEMA, people that have to find shelters, people that are trying to figure out how to volunteer. It's wearebgstrong.com.
Yeah.
And BG's Bowling Green. So wearebgstrong.com, and that's all one word. And I think that's really cool. I mean, the community has, I kind of know what that community's like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're getting problems. The bigger a city gets, the bigger problems it gets too. But when I grew up there, it was just a small town. It was a college town, but other than that, everybody almost knew everybody. It was one of those towns.
Yeah.
So I think
it's grown a lot over the last
It's grown
20
a
years.
lot, but in the midst of this damage and storm stuff, you've seen that core group rise to the occasion, and just the city just, they have rallied.
Yeah.
I mean, they have shown, hey, we're not broken. We're strong. We're resilient. We're gonna. They roll up their sleeves and they get to work.
Yeah.
They don't sit there and complain and
they don't wait for the government
they
to come
don't
and
wait.
help.
they don't wait for help.
Like, we got to do this
They
now.
appreciate the help, and people, thousands of people from outside are coming to help.
Yeah.
But they roll up their sleeves and they say, okay,
Yeah.
we've been punched. Let's get to work. Let's get back up and go.
Yeah.
So that's and thank you, Kathy, for posting that website.
Yeah. So thank you all so much for asking, for keeping Kentucky in your prayers. There are so many that are still hurting, and I was telling somebody, when
Thank you, Margie. Appreciate that.
When our basement fell, it was a very difficult, trying thing. It's difficult being displaced, but we still had our house. We could see it. We could see things happening with it. Like, there was a promise of a better day. Like, we at least had that. There are some people, they have absolutely nothing. I mean, nothing. Everything is completely gone. So I can't even imagine how difficult that is.
Stepping back in time.
Hey.
So when we were displaced, when our house was damaged, and we lived 4 months in a parsonage that was currently vacant, and the church allowed us to stay in it, and we paid the utilities and stuff, but they let us stay there pretty much rent-free, which is another blessing.
Yeah.
Out of the blue that we really didn't expect. But that house was on the street that suffered most of the damage in town, and we drove by it just to make sure, is that church and that house okay? And luckily it was.
Yeah, there was no damage.
It didn't have any damage, and then you drive across to the other side of the street, and just
complete destruction.
Yeah, so
that's
the crazy thing. I have been, so in my line of work, I help with a lot of recovery efforts and disaster relief type stuff. So I've been to Texas during hurricanes, and I've been to Oregon, wildfires. So I've been on mountains that are enraged in fire, and I've seen a whole state get wiped out by a hurricane. I've never seen damage like this. This is totally new.
It's different. Yeah.
And it's weird because it can totally destroy right there, and just a few feet away, not touch it.
Yeah.
It's so weird to see. If it's going to get damaged, it's just total destruction. And then something right just a block away across the street, at the end of the driveway, is nothing.
Right. Let's see. Hey, Dominique, what's up?
Hey,
there?
Idaho Hoosier, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much. Amanda
Julie
said, is anybody staying at the house that's been in the tornado? Not that we don't know. We haven't heard.
No, I don't think so. Was anybody staying in the house during the tornado?
No, are they offering the home to someone who's lost their home?
I don't know that.
Yeah, we don't know.
We haven't heard.
No. But yeah, we also, we did find out that a couple that is in our church, we did not realize that they lived in the neighborhood that got hit by the tornado.
Yeah.
But they, thankfully, they had very little damage to their home. They couldn't live in their house for a few days.
For about a week, that first week they were out of their house. They've been back in their house this week.
Yeah.
I think once their power come back on and they patched a couple of holes in the roof, they were good to live in their house.
Yeah. So that was good. But yeah, we were talking about the neighborhood. So when we got back from Georgia visiting my family, which is the tornadoes hit when we were visiting there, we came back, and Jack and Parker went to help with some of the tornado relief in the Bowling Green area, and then our daughter went up the road. The cafe that she used to work at, they were giving out hot meals to people because storm damage also happened in the town where the salvage stores that I shop at are. And anyway, they were saying that in the neighborhood that they were helping out at, there was a house that was just completely shredded, But in the living room, the Christmas tree was still standing, and all the ornaments were still on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's just
Yeah, you could see through the
crazy
whole
how it
house.
works.
The roof was gone, walls were gone, and then you see this Christmas tree with every ornament still on it, right out in the middle of this room that is completely exposed. No walls around it. Christmas trees right where it was.
Right where it was.
It is. I saw where somebody, I think it was Kathy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so random.
Yeah.
Yeah, so random.
Yeah. But we are definitely, we're still, trying to keep our ear out, figuring out ways that we can help. Right now, they're saying that there's so much overwhelm with people trying to help that they're just like, okay, we just need everybody to not help for a second so we can get things organized, get the help organized. I do know they've got utility and municipal companies coming in from other states, other communities to help, get there were still a lot of power lines on the road when we were going through yesterday.
Yeah, it was cool that, everybody's talking about helping out Western Kentucky because it was the entire western state, the western part of the state. Eastern Kentucky, I posted a photo, I think, on my Instagram page. 50 school buses loaded with donations rolled in.
Yeah.
From Eastern Kentucky to Western Kentucky. And if you don't know much about this area, Eastern Kentucky,
it's a impoverished area.
It's a state. It's nothing like Western Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky, it's a lot of poverty. They don't have much, but they
still help.
That just shows how people are stepping up and helping.
Yeah. So it's definitely times like this where you see the best in humanity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is always a good thing. But
I was gonna. There were other things we wanted to talk about tonight, though.
Yeah.
So, how was your Christmas?
We were very blessed this holiday. The Lord's been good to us this year, and I did get a very cool thing that you all will see in videos coming up, which is a Camp Chef propane. It's a dual propane. What do you call it? Cooking thing.
It's a propane burner, the 2 propane stove burner.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where we know that eventually we want to do meat birds.
Yes.
So it's going to be something to help process meat birds eventually.
Yes.
But more, I guess, immediately will be canning.
Canning.
She'll be able to go outside and can. That way, she just won't have all that heat and everything in the house.
Well, I mean, I'm going to can in the house in the winter because heat and humidity, which is all good things in the winter.
Yeah. It's a homesteading tool.
Yes, very excited about that.
So yeah,
it wasn't even on my radar. Like I was like, I kept saying, he's like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't really need
normally
anything.
I just go get her what she asked for, which I've learned that's what husbands do.
You do. But I kept telling him, I'm like, I don't need anything except for jars, lids, and shelves. So
Serenity Hill says, "Ooh, I have one of those. I love it."
We don't have a Christmas tree this year because our tree got crushed and we didn't want to buy a new one. So you guys know my quilt ladder, which is in the living room, right there. I just went to Dollar General and got some flocked evergreen garland with little LED lights on it, and I just put that on the ladder, and then I hung our stockings on the ladder. So we had a Christmas ladder instead of a Christmas tree. Anywho, that's like complete rabbit trail. So there was a very heavy box from him, and so I thought it's a shelf. I thought it was a box of a metal shelf that would have to be. Anyway, so needless to say, I was quite surprised when I opened it.
Is that Jen or Mike with us?
Hey, Jen. It's probably Jen. I'm gonna guess.
Yeah. Hello, guys. Hope y'all are doing fine.
Yes, they definitely gave selflessly.
Yeah.
But
the Christmas ladder was beautiful. Yeah. It's funny. She posted that picture of the ladder, and how she decorated the ladder. She was
All
like,
from Dollar
"Hey, I just went to
General."
Dollar General."
Yeah.
And Dollar General commented.
Yes,
on
Dollar
it.
General
It was
commented
funny.
on my post. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, Emily got me this really pretty water bottle, which I think Anna was the one that commented on it. But yes, I thought it was very pretty. She said, she goes like this, "So you will drink more water." Like that. I was like, "Yes, ma'am." And then Parker made me something. Parker has been bushcrafting. He's been going out and harvesting clay and making his own clay.
He's been filtering the mud and the water and drying it.
And so he made me something for Christmas, which I thought was very sweet.
Amanda said, "Did you get your new wood stove?" We are still looking. They're very hard to find right now, especially kind of what we want. Huh?
I'm not sure. Mandy asked where she got the bottle. I don't know.
I was with her when she bought it.
Where'd she get it?
Dollar General.
Well, look at it. It's really pretty. I mean, it's like a hard stainless steel.
Yep, she got it.
It's really nice.
At Dollar General.
And it says it keeps things cold for 24 hours and things warm for 12 hours. Does that sound right? 14 hours or 18 hours, something like that. Anyway, it keeps cold things cold for a long time and hot things hot for a long time.
Yeah. What brand? I don't know. She got it at Dollar General, so.
Yeah, it doesn't have a thing on the bottom.
No, I think we took all the stickers off.
I took them off when I washed it.
Yeah, we're still looking for a wood heater.
Yeah.
Or a wood stove.
Those are hard to find if you don't want to spend a fortune.
Yeah.
Which we don't.
Yeah.
We don't want
So we're still looking. We'll keep you updated on that.
Yeah.
Yep. So we pretty much mostly tried to get each other useful things.
Yeah, which is what we normally do. Well, it's what I normally ask for.
Yeah, I mean,
I ask
every once
for
in a
what
while
I
it's-
need.
Yeah, I
not
think
for what I want.
this was one of those years where definitely what we get is stuff that
Hey,
we
Jason.
need or we need for the homestead or we lost, a few months back when we had all that damage to our house. And so we get the new stuff to replace it, and it's like a new gift to us.
Yeah.
Plus, we're getting it new, and we're excited about.
Or new to us.
Or maybe new to us, or maybe the updated version of something we had been using for 15 years.
Yeah. But I will say this, you guys. When I say we're growing big in 2022.
Well, that's the plan.
We are
That's
growing.
the plan.
Lord willing. We're gonna
Lord willing.
we're gonna put our efforts in it, and only He can give the increase. But our plan, our goal, our effort is to grow big in 2022. And let me tell you something. I got a bunch of MI Gardener seeds.
Yeah, 2 people have really stepped up to help us with this. Well, let me backtrack. 2 people haven't really stepped up, but there's 2 main companies that have stepped, that we are using to grow big. Man, I really messed that up.
Yeah. Listen. Just let me do that.
Usually, yeah. Usually you're the one saying words are hard.
Okay. MI Gardener seeds.
Yeah, that's one of them.
MI Gardener. I have ordered so many seeds. And somebody even asked, did I get the rare heirloom seeds?
Oh gosh,
Yes.
tell that story.
Okay, so let me preface with this. I don't know how it happened. Okay.
Yeah.
But when you use MI Gardener and you have an account, like you set up an account, it will store the addresses that you use. Well, I have been a faithful MI Gardener customer for years. And so we've only lived in this house for 4 years.
Kathy got them too.
Prior to that, we lived in another house. So I order the seeds, including the rare seeds. This is actually my second order in the last few weeks. My second order in the last few weeks. And I get the notification that they've been delivered. Yippee! I go out to the mailbox. There's nothing there.
Nothing.
What gives? What gives? So I go back, I check the notification again. It says, yep, in the mailbox. Nope. No, it wasn't. So I go back and I look, and I had the seeds ordered and delivered to our old house.
Yeah.
The house that we lived in before this.
You got excited ordering.
I don't know how it happened because that's never happened before. So anywho, I deleted out the old address so it won't happen again. And then I had to, forgive me, I had to stalk the people that bought our house. The only thing I can remember, y'all, is their last name and that he's a Methodist preacher. And I used my detective skills. I hunted them down. I found the wife on Facebook and I sent her a message and I said, I am so sorry to bother you. It's been like 4 years, but... And then I told her what I did, and she said...
She needs her seeds now.
And she said they did get the seeds. She said, just to let you know, my husband opened them before he realized that they weren't ours. I'm like, that's okay, but you have them. They have them, but they are out of town right now. So I have to wait until they come into town later this week before I can go get them. So... with all that said, I do have 2 packs of the rare heirloom seeds at my old house.
Yeah.
But I have gotten a 3rd order in. I'm really excited about this one too. It has not shipped yet. But so this will be 3 orders from M.I. Gardner. Okay.
My wife did the same thing at Home Depot, a bunch of faucets for her house. Yeah.
Oh,
Linda, we are checking on all the local gas companies and propane. Yeah, that's good advice, and we're on that. We're looking very diligently, diligently.
We're also watching Facebook Marketplace, and we're asking around.
Found some stoves, but the ones we have found, I guess you could say the reviews aren't as good, and so we decided not to pull the trigger and pay to buy those stoves. We're still trying to hold out and find a little bit better quality. So, especially if, you know, we're building on, we're planning on, this is where we're going to be at for the long haul, Lord willing. And so we might as well get something that's going to last us for many, many years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the M.I. Gardner story.
New show, Seed Hunters, coming soon.
Yes. I love it. Oh, and also, I will tell y'all this: when I do my garden, or when I do my seed haul, which I'm gonna wait until my 3rd haul comes in before I film that. You will have to watch our friends John and Heather from our Hodgepodge Homestead. They were telling us about this really cool thing that they got at Hobby Lobby. It's actually a photo organizer, but they use it to organize seeds, and it's $15, and it's ginormous. So anyway, I was at Hoblob because I had gotten a gift card, and I got one. So y'all will have to watch for that. It holds a lot of seeds, and it's really cool. So, okay, anyway, so that's M.I. Gardner stuff. Then... if you saw my Instagram post, then you already know the next company that we're
Jen
going to
did the same thing with Baker Creek, but it was their old shop.
It
was their shop address.
That's
so
good.
That's good. Yeah, the second company that we're using a lot to help us get our gardening going a lot. One's M.I. Gardner.
Yes. The next one is Haas Tools. So one of the things that we got from Haas Tools, and I plan on making a video this week. That is my plan. If it actually happens, we'll see. But they sent us the Microgreen kit. And it comes, you can use it to grow microgreens or to start seeds. And I'm really excited about it. And I will do a haul.
Other people use those too.
Use what?
Jennifer says I use the photo organizer. Patty.
Yes. It is very nifty.
I got several of those containers last year.
I do need at least one more. I think I might need 2 more, but I'll start with the one.
Hey, Farmer Brad.
Hey, Farmer Brad.
We've had a good Christmas. Hope you did too.
Okay, so
I'll look up. I'm reading.
So we got the microgreen
the
station thing. Really excited about that because I'm going to start gardening now and harvesting now, so that way we can have some delicious fresh seeds. Now, all y'all know this. I know y'all know this, but there might be somebody that comes and watches later that doesn't know this. But did you know that a seed has all of the nutrients and power and energy within itself to grow the plant. It doesn't need anything else except maybe a little bit of water. And that's it. Doesn't need dirt, doesn't need fertilizer to sprout. It needs water, but that's it.
To sprout.
Yeah. So that is why.
That doesn't mean it's going to produce fruit.
No, but that is why microgreens are so incredibly nutritious, because at the moment that they sprout, they unlock all of the energy and nutrition and all of the amazing things that the Lord packed into that teeny tiny.
That's why a lot of people will do the microgreens.
Yes.
And feed them to their chickens, and stuff like that.
But they really need to be eaten. And in fact, most plants are more nutritious as a microgreen than they are as a full-size plant, than the actual fruit that they produce. So microgreens are a fantastic, easy way that you can give your family fresh, nutritious, nutrient-dense food, little space, little to no effort. It's amazing. Right. I'm
Is
excited.
It raining?
It is raining.
Yeah.
So I'm excited if you didn't know that. If you can't tell. Okay, so the microgreens. What else? We got some really good lifetime warranty pruning shears. What?
It says, no, it's getting serious because your hands are going on.
Oh, yeah. They have a mind all their own. But anyway,
Wow.
I got
You can hear it raining really hard. Well, you can't hear it through this, but it's raining really hard.
Okay. Talking about the weather, I'm trying to talk about gardening. So.
It's all related.
No. Anyway, I got some lifetime warranty, like really good quality pruning shears. We got a wand to. And listen, let me just tell you this.
Rabbit trail.
They asked us, is there anything you need? And I said, give me some time, because I know we lost some stuff during the basement falling. And so I said, I do know that I lost a majority of my starting trays, my seed starting trays. They hooked your girl up. And let me tell you, if you get on their website and you look at the prices of the trays, you're like, now hang on a second. I can get a big tray at the Dollar General for $5, the Jiffy ones, okay? Yeah. Okay, the thing about the Jiffy ones is that plastic is like crinkly plastic, right? Like you can really only use it maybe a couple of seasons depending on how hard you are with your stuff. These starting trays are like plastic, like
yeah, they're
good,
heavy.
solid
They're heavy
plastic.
duty.
These are going to last you for years and years and years. So if you have the money to invest in their seed starting trays, I highly recommend it, because you can use them over and over.
Yeah, because in the long run, they definitely pay off.
Yes.
And more durable. Yeah.
Yes. Jason said, are you guys doing raised beds? We will do some raised beds, and then we will do some in-ground gardening.
Yeah, we've learned here with our soil and our yard, doing both works well, because there's some plants that don't do great at all in our soil, and so the raised beds, they do really good, and then vice versa.
Right.
And if the plan, again, Lord willing, we grow big and go all out this year, part of that plan, Lord willing, is I'm going to be building a greenhouse. And so we will not only have raised beds and a tilled part of our in-ground garden, I guess, but we're also going to have a greenhouse.
Yes.
And to extend the growing season. So some of the stuff that we grow in our garden, once that growing season's over, we can continue that in the greenhouse and have more coming in later.
Yeah.
That's the plan anyway.
Hey, Celtic Roots Farm. I actually, I don't know if that's Jay or if it's Cheryl or if it's both of y'all, but I actually bought the stuff to make the cockaliki soup.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I have it. I just haven't made it yet because all of my chicken is frozen, but I do plan on making it. It looks really, really scrumptious.
So excited for the Freedom Garden.
I think because we didn't get to garden this year, I'm craving it. Like, I can't wait to walk barefooted in the dirt. I need it. I need it emotionally and physically and mentally and spiritually. Like, I need it. I just want to lay in dirt and just make dirt angels.
Yeah. While some people are dealing with 1.5 feet of snow.
Yeah.
She's talking about being barefoot in the garden,
yes.
guys.
I need it. But I definitely.
She's gone to her happy place.
Yes.
She's already there.
So we will be doing.
It's Jay.
It is Jay. Okay.
Yeah, it's Jay. Hey,
yeah,
Jay.
I'm gonna be doing. I'm trying to figure out a way to do a garden planning video. I know I discussed it in the last pantry chat, kind of how my thought process behind what I'm gonna grow, and clearly what I discussed is not all we're gonna grow. Like, those are just the staples that I want to make sure. You know, it's kind of like, you know, your priorities, like what. And
well, it doesn't do a lot of good growing a whole bunch of stuff that we don't really eat.
Right. So things that I want to make sure that we make a priority that definitely goes, because that's what you want to put in your space first, and then whatever you have left is where you can play. You know, and we like to try to grow new things every year, just to taste new things, try cooking new things, preserving new things, and so
there's a few things we tried in the past years that
won't grow again.
Well, that won't grow again, but there's also a few things that we tried that didn't really produce like we wanted it, but we know that we like that stuff, and so we want to try it, like the spaghetti squash.
Yeah. I grew one spaghetti squash last year, and that was really cool. But
I would love to be able to do more watermelons. I have never been able to have good luck with watermelons.
One thing that we have grown, that I grew, that we had never tried before, but it sounded really interesting and I thought might taste good. And then when I grew it, I was like, never again. Watermelon radishes. They were too bitter, spicy.
I wasn't a big fan of them, and
I didn't like them.
I know people go crazy over growing these in their garden, but I don't like the taste of them either, or those loofahs. I just, you know.
I kind of want to grow some loofahs. I have some
but they don't
seeds.
taste good at all.
I've never eaten a loofah.
Are you not supposed to eat one?
Yeah, you can. Not the loofah after it has dried up and it becomes like a.
That was a joke.
Okay,
that was a joke.
Okay, but did you know that you can actually eat a young loofah?
You probably can, but
no, you definitely
again,
can.
I'm not going to.
You're goofy. So yes, in case y'all didn't know that, I just recently learned that you can eat a young loofah fruit when it's still young and tender, but you know, obviously if you let it go too long,
I was just trying to be goofy for a moment.
It gets really stringy and tough, and people literally bathe with them.
Grow yellow watermelons.
I actually do have some yellow watermelon seeds, so that might be something that we can try.
You may try.
Last year, for our garden this year, I bought, they're called midget cantaloupes. So they're cantaloupes, but they only get like this big, and you're supposed to be able to trellis them pretty easily. So I definitely want to try growing those this coming year.
Wow.
Have you ever roasted radishes? Yes. I don't know if I did it wrong, because I know so many people that love them. I do not care for them. What I did was I had grown a whole bunch of the French breakfast radishes, you know, washed them, took the tops off, tossed them in oil, salt and pepper, roasted them. To me, they were tender, but they were juicy. And I roasted them until they were like, you know, golden brown. So did I do it wrong? Are they supposed to still be juicy? Like, there was still a lot of, and I just didn't care for them.
Loofahs taste yucky, and then Jen says, well, of course, loofah is for a bath. I do not like eating them. You have to eat the baby ones like cucumbers, still gross.
Okay.
That's funny, because I was just trying to be silly for a moment and talk about, I never liked those. They just tasted weird, knowing that, well, loofahs are more for baths, loofahs and stuff, but I did not know that you could actually eat when they're little. So, but I wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to.
Okay, I'm not the only one that doesn't like roasted.
What's y'all's plans though? Anybody else plan on expanding their gardens, growing bigger? Trying something new.
Kathy, how were those Minnesota midget cantaloupes? Were they like really sweet, or were they kind of Like, what is your experience? Yeah. Jason said, I grew watermelon this year in my no-till garden, and they were fantastic.
And what is anybody out there building or just built a greenhouse? I'm thinking about doing the cattle panel greenhouse.
Yeah, like the Stiver style.
A lot of people, there's not as much to it. So, and we've got the cattle panels and we've got the spare lumber. So I'm thinking of doing it as cheaply as possible.
Yeah.
We would just have to order the plastic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wow, it just, like that, quit raining outside.
Yeah,
I always don't like that.
Where they're tying in the addition into the existing part of the house, they took some of the
directly
roof off.
over us.
Yeah, and we only have 2 wet spots, and they told us that was a possibility. So I'm just kind of looking to make sure it doesn't like get bigger.
Oh wait. So I'm going bigger this year, adding raised beds. I'm thinking about a greenhouse. Okay.
Yeah.
Subradishes for potatoes in the crock pot.
I've heard of that.
Okay.
Huge, 3,000 square feet of perennial garden orchard, building a cattle panel and greenhouse now.
We are redoing our entire garden and expanding. Awesome. We need to move on that.
Some manure.
I need to, move some manure. That's awesome because, I mean, that's what we're doing. We're totally going to redo our garden, set it all up different this year.
Yeah.
I took the big fence around down.
The big pallet fence.
We had a huge fence around, which is going to be weird because I don't know how we're going to do it this year with our garden because the fence was really to keep the dogs out.
Yeah, I actually, in my mind, I'm already working on it, and there's no fence.
Yeah, how you going to keep the dogs from running around and breaking everything?
I don't know.
So we got to figure some things out.
Yeah. I mean, we've done it before. We have
a cattle panel greenhouse and something ate all the tops off my garlic.
Oh no!
Wow.
Oh, Mike got you a harvest right. Oh, awesome.
What is a harvest right?
That is a freeze dryer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh yes, and a green stock. I do also have a green stock, and some of the carrots that I got, I think they're called the how do you pronounce it? Parisian. I don't think it's Parisian. But anyway, they're supposed to only get the size of like a radish or a beet. And I thought those would be perfect for the green stalk. So I got several packs of those.
Serenity Hill, they got enough windows. They're going to do a window greenhouse.
Oh, cool. Let's see. We were hoping to finally sell our place and buy a larger property. Fingers crossed, but a seller's market right now. Yes, it is, girl. Yeah. Places sell for $100,000 over asking in 24 hours. Yes, they do. It's crazy.
I don't know where these people are coming up with the money, but they're dishing it out.
Yeah.
People doesn't seem to have I don't know. People are doing it.
Yay! Angel got her first green stalk. That is so exciting. Let's see, where I grew some squashes and pumpkins last summer, I have the duck goose pools. So dumping fertile water there.
Yeah. Hey, good simple living. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Been dumping bags of leaves to compost there, hoping to get more soil and less rocks. Yes, we have, our chickens are right now working the area.
Yeah, she wants a,
hey, good simple living.
What's it called, a freeze dryer?
Yes.
She wants one so bad.
That is on my wish list. Like, there's a million things that we need to do and get before that ever comes into play.
It's not a need.
It's on the list.
It's definitely a want. It's not a need, but it's a want.
Yes.
Yeah, but man, when we were at the Homesteaders of America conference in Virginia several months back, the corn.
Yes.
The freeze-dried corn.
So good.
I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Who would have thought?
Do you know how much weight I would lose because I wouldn't be sitting around eating chips and salsa all the time? I'd be snacking on corn.
You'd still probably not lose much.
I wouldn't?
No.
It's healthy. It's corn.
It's sugar. It's pure natural sugar. But
in my mind, though, I need it. Yeah. I don't know. It was kind of, it was very, it was pleasantly surprising how good everything tasted.
Crisp,
that we were sampling.
Yes.
We sampled different kinds of fruit, different kinds of vegetables, and then some candies and some weird things that you wouldn't think would be freeze dried. And man, it was all just really tasty.
Yeah, it's if you've never tasted it before, it's somewhere between popcorn and cereal, like a corn cereal. It was really good.
But it was so good.
Super, super good. Said freeze-dried candy is awesome. It is. We tried taffy, and it almost takes on the airy texture of a Cheeto, but it has all the flavor of taffy.
Freeze-dried
it's really
cucumbers?
Awesome. I bet that would be good, especially if you did like some ranch powder on it.
We did, Kelly, we did have some freeze-dried candy. What did we have? We had what did we have? We had some candy that they freeze-dried.
There was taffy. I know we had that.
Yeah, taffy.
But I don't know what, that was the only one that I think I tried.
Yeah, I can't remember.
They had all kinds. They had like Skittles and
the freeze-dried strawberries were very good.
Yes, that was like candy.
Yeah, the
it
strawberries,
was delicious.
it was like candy, yeah.
Greenhouse idea. Bootstrap farmer and Johnny sell a pipe bender.
Yes, the corn is good for the colon. We know that.
Yes, we were thinking of going that route for the next one. That is, we'll be watching. We'll be watching and seeing how that pans out for you.
Oh gosh, we got like 9 minutes left.
What?
It's almost over.
Where did the hour go?
Yeah. Well, we talked about the tornado damage, and then when you started talking about gardening, it's just like,
gardening.
Yes,
So
see, she went to her happy place and
It is my happy
went down
place.
the rabbit hole of where did time go?
And you know what I really love to do? Hang on.
Words are hard. Yeah.
Do you know what most people find absolutely miserable, but I love to do? No, still not right. I love to garden when it's super hot. That's what I was trying to say. When it's super hot, I don't know. I think it's cleansing. I think the sweating.
Well,
I mean, not to say that I don't also get miserable, but there's just something about
it wouldn't be that bad if it wasn't for mosquitoes and the little gnats and stuff.
Yes, but I'm not talking about the little spawns of Satan. I'm talking about heat. Just sweating and being gross and it's cleansing. It's like detoxing.
It's like detoxing.
Yeah.
You're sweating all the bad stuff out.
Yes, the plant. Oh my gosh, the smell of tomato plants? Is it not just the best?
Tornado-proof greenhouse ideas?
Oh gosh,
you got me on that. Can you make a tornado-proof? The only way you can make a tornado-proof greenhouse is put it in an underground bunker. But then the sinkhole would probably open up and take it. I don't know.
Jen said we speak Tangi too. So these are my people. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Jay, let's work on those tornado-proof greenhouses.
My happy place is between 60 and 65. See, that's too cold. I like when we get above 75. I'm very happy.
65. Well, it got up to 70 today, and I enjoyed it, but it almost seemed a little too warm. But I would say between 65 and 75, I can pretty much just do whatever. I don't like it getting too hot because my energy, I spend 15 minutes out in that, heat.
Mandy, me too.
When it's 100 degrees, 98 degrees outside, and the humidity here is the way it is in Kentucky, just very, very high. It seems like 15, 20 minutes, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
It just zaps my energy.
It does me too. I mean, I can tolerate it better. I tolerate it much better than I do the cold though. No. But I mean, I still can get really hot and it completely zaps me, and then it takes me like an hour of drinking cold water to recover, but I love it. I love feeling the sun on my skin, and then you're like not quite burnt just yet, but you can start to feel your skin tighten a little bit.
I don't like the sunshine.
Oh, it is the best.
And I'm okay with it being 50, 60 degrees year round, as long as the wind's not blowing. When the wind starts blowing, I get sick.
Yeah.
My head doesn't like the wind blowing.
See, Mandy, she feels me. Who was it?
I like the dry heat. What does Patty like?
We were
the humidity.
I'm trying to remember
humidity
who
does
it was that
too.
we were with. That they are from a cold climate, but our cold is very different from their cold because we have humid cold. It is the kind of cold that cuts to your bones.
Yeah. Mandy, I do really also like when it is hot enough outside, you can go outside and smell the peppers and you can smell the tomato.
Yes.
I will go outside when the tomatoes are growing and just put my hands on the tomato vines and stuff.
Get all that tar
Just to
on you.
smell the tomato smell on, my hands. I love the smell of tomato plants.
Yeah, I do too. And even the sticky tar that gets all over your fingers and turns them a really weird mustardy orangey color.
You got 5 minutes.
It's the best. It's
You got
the
5 minutes.
best. Put some frozen cold water bottles in your armpits or groin area to cool off when you get too hot. That is actually a fantabulous idea. We might have to do that. Tangi, I live in a tropical climate, so you either garden in the sun or don't garden at all. It's hot, humid, and mosquitoes everywhere. Mosquitoes are awful. They're terrible. And I truly believe that they were they did not emerge until the fall of man. That is what I believe.
There's two pests, and I call them pests, or you call them spawns of Satan, that I cannot stand. When they start getting in my territory, I pretty much just wage all-out war on them. Mosquitoes and mice. I cannot stand either one of them. When I start seeing mouse droppings in my garage, I'm just like,
Guard manicure.
get the suitcase out. We're pushing the red button. I will take out all of them.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing that's kind of a bummer is, we lived in this house for 3.5 years before the basement fell, and we never, not once at all, ever saw any evidence of any kind of rodent in this house. Never. But then the basement wall fell and our home was exposed to the elements for almost 4 months. And now
for 3.5 months, we had no heater air.
Right. And
Plus,
the basement wall was open and
No back wall.
So we have a lot of exposure to the elements.
We even had birds building a bird nest.
Multiple. We had to keep taking it down, and they
anyway,
kept rebuilding them.
Had that too.
But now, occasionally, every now and then, we hear scratching and the pitter-patter of little feet in the attic.
Yeah.
So that is a bummer.
And it's still exposed now that we're putting the addition on. So
yeah.
Again, we really just have to get this finished.
Yes.
And once it's finished,
war.
Yeah, and the garage too. The
Yeah.
garage is, it's insane.
So speaking of the house, I know we are down to 2 minutes. So
2 minutes.
hopefully we'll get an update for you guys really soon and show y'all around. But the addition is looking amazing. We've got windows, we've got doors. They've got it wrapped. They were working on putting the roof on. I think they're coming out tomorrow to
No, Thursday.
Thursday.
They
That's all right. That's right.
They came out to put the roof on Christmas Eve and bought the wrong color metal. They ordered it today. They said it would come in Thursday.
That is right.
So we should have it by the end of the week.
Our builder did come by. He put in the little outlet boxes and
for the switches and
lights.
outlets, he's gonna start trying to do the electrical work this week. I think.
Yes, and he did talk to somebody. I know I had mentioned earlier about them putting a freeze on permits, but he was actually able to get us one, and so he's got somebody that's gonna do the permit and the inspection for us.
Yes,
so that's
I'm
good.
going all Caddyshack on the mice. I'm going to have to check out your link about the bucket mouse trap, Kathy.
But one thing that we did decide to do, you guys know that most of our house is brick. Actually, it was all brick until the brick slid off the back of the house.
1 minute.
So what we are doing is we are going to do vinyl on the addition, and we're going to do vinyl on the top part of the existing wall, and then brick halfway up to kind of tie it all together.
2 or 3 feet
and
up.
he sent us pictures of a house that he did. Let me don't leave yet, hang on, I'll show you, because I was having a hard time envisioning what it would look like. But he sent us this example of what that's going to look like, and I think that is really going to be nice. I am really excited. So the color of siding that we have chosen is very similar to what our garage is. So hopefully it'll all look nice together, and it will eventually all look like it was all built at the same time and not you know, done later. So
I like
anyway,
these. I like all these mouse comments. So
yeah.
I'm sorry. I
No,
got
that's okay.
distracted.
That's
I'll go back and look at them here in a few minutes. Yeah.
But anyway, so we're really excited. We're taking major steps forward. Just looking forward to the house being complete, getting the homestead revamped, underway, making the dirt angels, growing so much food, and bringing you guys with us. And I will just tell y'all now.
I'm gonna have to text Big Bear.
I have talked to the company that I work for, and I am kind of pulling back a little bit. So, because it really is on my heart to share how to grow food, how to preserve food. With things being the way they are, I know a lot of people are trying to find ways to be more self-sufficient. How are they going to feed their families? And I really, really want to share what I know. So hopefully that means that you will be seeing more of us this year. So if there's anything you would like to see, yes, well, this coming year, 2022. Yeah. So I'll still be working and, you know, all that good stuff, but just hopefully not as much. And that way I can also, my son's only got 2 more years of school left, and we need to really focus on that. But with all that being said, if there is something that you would like to learn from us, and we are not professionals, we are not experts on anything, but we have learned a lot in the, how many years we've been homesteading now? 7, 8?
It's been a day or two.
We want to share. So please let me know. Is there something that you would like to see us do? Want to know how we do something? Anything you want to hear me talk about? Our email address is freedomhomestead@yahoo.com. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. Just shoot us a message. We'd love to hear from you. We are here for you. We want to help you feed your family the best way that you can.
And thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. Everybody have a wonderful new year. Be safe. Be smart. We hope to go live, Lord willing,
Next year.
next year.
Yep.
We'll talk to y'all next year.
Yes.
But in the meantime,
remember to be vigilant, be prayerful, and be prepared. And God bless you all and your families. And we will catch you in the next one.
yeah, I'm reading all these mouse comments. This is awesome. Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a great week.
Bye, guys.
God bless y'all. See ya.